Hey everyone, welcome to The Dish. I'm your host, Anna Christina. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Hey, we are kicking things off with Awareness with Anna, and today we're specifically talking about food and the impact it can have on our body. Most people think it's only to gain weight or lose weight, but it's much more than calories, and here to help break that down for us is Jaime Duran. She is the owner of Epic Results. Jaime, thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
So last time we talked about food, and food is fuel, but it's much more than that, right?
It's so much more than that. It specifically can be medicine. There's so many things that you can do to feel better, but depending on the food that's going in your body.
Right, and so we talk about food having both a negative and positive effect on our body, depending on what it is that we're putting in our body. And many people realize or don't realize that they have food sensitivities because some of these symptoms that they're feeling may seem normal. What are some of these symptoms that we could feel if we are having a reaction to food?
I mean, there's many things: headaches, migraines, joint pain, not being able to get your rings on in the morning, feeling puffy. There's just so many different symptoms, and the last thing we look at is food, or tend to look to that food is an option that can maybe help you feel better or be causing what's going on. Right.
We eat it and we think, oh my gosh, this tastes so good, and we don't think about the after effects, or we just kind of brush it off, because many of these symptoms that you just described, feeling puffy or, your body hurting when you wake up, sometimes those seem normal, but they really aren't normal. And I think that a lot of the time, when people start to feel them more and more, their automatic thing that they want to do is go see a doctor for it. And then they're prescribed medicine that ends up affecting their body even more or causing another symptom. So what can food do for the body as medicine?
Well, something just as far as like heartburn or indigestion, if you take something like milk or dairy, people may say, I don't eat that much. I don't drink milk. What about cheese? What about whey? What about things like that could be causing heartburn, indigestion? Nuts are a huge inflammatory. 70% of our immune system is in our digestive tract.
People don't really think about that. And I think that, like I said, as you're putting that food in your body, all you're thinking about, oh, it tastes good. Or even some of those healthy foods that you never would even think, like you mentioned, I mean, dairy. Sometimes, people think eggs and working out, protein, it's good for me. But what are some of those examples of healthy food that could potentially cause issues in your body?
If you have some underlying, or let's just say autoimmune, gluten is a #1 to stay away from because of the inflammation. Eggs, only because the way they're broken down in the digestive tract. Same with nuts, of the omega-6 that are in them. But again, that's not for everybody. You just never know until you're able to test those.
Right, and that's exactly what I was going to say, because not everybody will have a food sensitivity. That just means, hey, if you're feeling some of those symptoms, or maybe not seeing the results that you want to see, it could be the food. So you talk about inflammation of the body based on some of these foods that we're eating that's happening internally, so something that we're not even seeing. How could that affect weight loss?
I explain it to my clients like a fire. When a fire's broken out, it's hard to put out, especially like in California, you're dumping water on these different spots. That's what happens when you've got the inflammation inside the body. Triggers start going off, and there's just this fire. So as far as being able to put that out, you have to look at the foods that are going on.
You have to make some of those changes. And so how, can you test for some of those issues?
Specifically, you could have your doctor test for food sensitivities, or you could take a simple survey that we have that just break down your eyes, your nose, how you're feeling, headaches, symptoms like that, and it gives you an overall score.
And so you do that at Epic. You're able to provide that for your clients?
Yep.
So what does that look like?
Amy Myers is autoimmune, not specifically autoimmune, but just gut, healing the gut. And so it's just a basic symptom tracker that goes through about 15 different areas that just test, and you get an overall score, and then we're able to just start taking one out at a time to identify that.
Well, that is so neat that you guys do that, because at Epic, if you're starting on your routine and you're not seeing the results, so many of us look at the scale and we don't see anything, but you actually have an in-body assessment program as well, technology that is able to look at all of that and break it down, right?
Yeah, and if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, eating the food you're supposed to be doing and working out, and you're still not getting those results, that's where we are trying to look at different things.
And it could be a food sensitivity that's causing this, that's causing inflammation. And speaking of weight loss. We are following a weight loss journey on The Dish with Ashley Brown through Epic. And so we actually have an update on him and what's been going on with him lately, right?
Yep, super excited about that.
Right, so when we come back, we're going to be showing off what he's been doing, how far he's come along, and we're also going to be breaking down, again, specifically inflammation, food sensitivities a little bit more. So when we come back, we're going to be doing all that. Don't go anywhere. Hey y'all, welcome back to The Dish. I am sitting here with Jaime Duran. She's the owner of Epic Results. We actually just finished talking about food sensitivities for awareness with Anna, and how food can both positively and negatively affect the body. One of those being inflammation, not seeing results that we're looking for, like weight loss, right? And so speaking of weight loss, we have an update on Ashley Brown and the journey that he's on. Take a look.
Well, I started trying to eat a little better and lose a little bit of weight before I came to Epic, just so I could, feel comfortable exercising a little bit. And before I came, I had lost 20 pounds or so, 25. Since I've started coming here, I've lost 10 pounds, but more importantly, I'm losing body fat and my water count is coming up. All the numbers that are supposed to be going down, like body fat and things like that, are. Total weight loss combined between the two is about 43 pounds. It's funny because the people that see you every day aren't going to notice as much, but people that haven't seen me and I run into, every one of them says, you look better, I can tell you all the weight and see it in your face, whatever. I can tell, more importantly, in my clothes, obviously, pretty quick. Like I've moved to a little different belt and I'm wearing smaller size shorts and that kind of thing. So I'm already seeing real good improvements there, and I just, now I've just got to keep that going. But yeah, I'm definitely seeing improvements, and I'm hearing it from people as well.
Wow, I mean, it's incredible to see that changes are being made within, his journey. But what happens if he gets to the point, or say, for example, he's not seeing any results at all? What can you do to test what that is and why he's not seeing it?
Well, right now, that's actually one thing we're looking at, to add the MyZone heart rate belt that we have, because we know his output, or his input, meaning what he's taking in calorie-wise. Now we need to track his output, so how many calories he's burning working out, so that calories in, calories out, we've got that number, but also numbers don't lie. So we're able to really sit down and individualize that process. And also, if he doesn't, be able to look at the foods that he's eating.
Wow, and that's really cool. You mentioned the MyZone belt. Describe, and obviously you kind of described what it is, but
it's a heart rate monitor that you wear under your shirt. So it's individualized to each client, meaning their height, their weight, their age. We have TVs in every room in the facility. There's also an app that they have on their phone. So if we sit down and we goal set to come in 3 days a week, what's happening is if they can't get in, we can send them a workout and they can wear their MyZone, and it sends us the results for accountability.
Wow, that is incredible. So the MyZone belt, not only the Embody assessment and the technology that you have, but the MyZone belt that you get to wear to track and see your results right away.
That's right.
That is so cool. And so not just that, but if you're at home, you can't make it, there's no excuse,
That's right.
You will send. Wow, you will send workouts to them. That is really, really neat. So tell me, let's talk about food sensitivities again and inflammation, because inflammation can cause so many other issues in the body, right?
Inflammation is that word right now, cancer, autoimmune, just specific joint pain. I mean, foods that we eat, unfortunately, can cause those things, but there's also anti-inflammatory foods that help keep the inflammation down, and those are things that really are worth looking into. If you want to come by the facility, we can give you more information about it as well.
Well, and I think that people kind of get scared sometimes because it can be overwhelming, but that's what you guys are for, because you can help kind of break that down for them. I mean, if you ask me about carbohydrates and gluten and all that, I don't even know about most of those things. It can be overwhelming, but you kind of simplify it for them, and to be able to help them understand that, listen, if you want to see results and if you have certain goals, we can help you get there.
And making it a lifestyle is the biggest thing, just educating and knowing what the foods can do.
And it's so much easier to do it with someone else by your side. I know even for me, that's the case. I mean, it's helped to encourage somebody through that process and you guys are right there for us.
Yes, thank you.
Well, so cool. Thank you, Jaime, for being here,
Thank you
and
for
I
having me.
appreciate you breaking this down. We talked a little bit about inflammation, and we got there and how it can cause so many other things in our body. And so next month, we're actually going to be breaking that down specifically even more, and the connection with autoimmune disease. All right, so coming up next, we're sitting down with a local organization called Safe Homes, whose goal is to help raise awareness and end domestic violence. Plus, their efforts with the Fake It to Make It challenge were amazing this year. They raised so much money. Again, they're going to be joining us next. Plus, don't forget to go to thedishon6.com, sign up to win a birthday mug. We'll be right back.